I appreciate you guys for stopping in. We got some Samson today. It's called Tipping Point, and I heard from my man Mike, shout out to Mike for stopping in the live stream, that this is actually about the Charlie Kirk situation. So, might have some things to talk about. We're going to dive in. Let's see what this man was up to. Samson is the perfect person to do this kind of shit, though, because he's so good at explaining shit in music form.
Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk, and bless his family. I know the devil's hard at work. I can't even fathom all the grief and pain that y'all have went through. My thoughts are nearly impossible to explain, but I'll attempt to. I've already written like 5 intros, so many wasted paragraphs and revised pen strokes. There's just so many things I wanna say, and I don't wanna say I'm wrong. I don't know how many times I almost threw away this song.
I've been there.
An obligation.
I feel that, especially when it's a topic that is extremely controversial. And by controversial, I just mean like there's just a lot of shit going on around it right now, right? And so you want to make sure that you get your point across in the best way possible, because inevitably when that many eyes are on shit, there's going to be people that misinterpret it, and then that shit gets dragged, and then it just becomes a whole thing. So I totally understand that.
A platform and people want my observation. This one is complicated. I go back and forth on it. The facts are distorted so much I'm half and half. I'm torn on it, trying to grasp the scope of this, and so I'm asking if there's more to it. Reading way too much and end up actually just warping it. Too many voices echoing, reporting everything. How you supposed to comb through all these different passages and sort it? There's so much information out there, it can make you feel like you don't know what's fake or real. Way too many Facebook reels. Shit, it's almost like it's done on purpose just to make us chase our tails. I wish someone would wake me up and offer me those Matrix pills.
Bro, that's so real. I've felt that way. Like, there's certain things that happen, and it's just there's so much going on around it. Like, when it comes time to like sit down and try to like say make a video about it, let alone make a song about it, it's the same concept of like, bro, there's just too much going on. Like, it's so hard to get and comb through all of it and sort it to the point where it almost feels like it was made to be confusing.
So I could see through all the tints in the facade, but I can't. So I feel like I should give this up to God, cause it's a lot and I could use some guidance, cause I'm struggling. I got 2 different sides that are inside of me just tugging. My heart tells me fuck these nasty individuals, so despicable, fucking trash, I bet they're miserable. Couldn't last in a debate, so they had to get physical. Got smashed verbally, so they resorted back to trigger pulls. All he did was talk, he debated, that was all. Never held a position in office or made any laws. He created an organization to display his faith. He sat right in front of your face and had conversations with y'all. He spoke. He never suspended your rights, never signed a single fucking bill that affected your life.
That's true too. That's what blew my mind. Is it's like, yo, like he's not even in position to make these the changes that people think that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what are we accomplishing? We're just doing some dumb F shit. Like, that's really all that happened. I just don't agree with people getting killed. I'll never agree with it. And I don't like all this. Charlie Kirk was racist and da-da. I disagree with that. And I'm totally open to anybody to come into my live stream when I go live and argue with me and prove me wrong. That's like part of, but I'm like, no pun intended, but like, but seriously, because like I've done a lot of reactions to Charlie Kirk. That channel no longer has those videos up, but I've probably done 20, 30 plus. And there was times where I didn't agree with what he said. And I did feel like sometimes he would say shit that did come across a little like controversial, or it was just very like divisive almost. But then it's like, when you really listen to the point and everything, it's like, okay, at the end of the day, is that the end of the world? Does someone deserve to die because you feel like some of the shit they said is a little divisive? Like, that doesn't make somebody racist. And since he's passed and people tried to paint that picture, I've seen so many things that I didn't even see in all my reactions, where he was having certain interactions and things that he's done for Black students going to the White House and this, that, and the third. And it's like, yo, like, people want to paint this picture because they want to justify something that happened. And it's not okay. It's not okay. I just don't, I don't know, man. This whole thing is just so crazy to me. And I feel like I always end up in a position where I'm attacked from every side because I don't agree fully with any of them. And I'm just like, bro, at the end of the day, I'm team people. Okay. And like, there are messed up things happening, and having debates and having conversations, I think, is what we need more so than anything. But if you're going to let yourself be triggered and upset because somebody is able to talk over you or louder than you, or, and I'm not saying that's what Charlie Kirk did, or he had points that diminished yours, and now you weren't ready on the spot and you felt like he downplayed you or made you look stupid, like all this shit, like none of that, like I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I'm not saying that anybody should ever kill anybody that's actually a politician or in a position to make laws or make changes, but at least then I understand your your thought process more. Like, I get that you think that maybe I'm gonna stop something by doing this because this person made this law or is doing that. Like, at least the thought process can be more coherent. I don't agree with it, but it's coherent. The Charlie Kirk thing is just it's just not coherent. It doesn't make any sense to me.
What exactly did he do that directly impacted you? Instead of saying a couple of sentences that you disliked, y'all took a couple quotes out of their context and flipped it, cut out the important parts and conveniently left them missing. And
Facts.
even then it still didn't sound that aggressive shit. If you thought that was radical, then we got different definitions. And you go and compare him to George Floyd, cause he was a father too. Fucking oh boy, what a wild thing to say. I don't gotta even explain, it's two way different things. This shit is not even the same. You can't trust someone that you don't personally know, so I can never say for sure that Charlie Kirk would be my bro. But if I were to go off of reputation alone, I would never fucking let George Floyd into my home. And
see, the way that he puts things, that's why Samson's good at this, is it's not, it's accurate, right? Like, I don't feel like either of them should have died personally. I would assume most people have that thought process. I don't know. But based on what someone's history is and stuff, and I'm gonna be real with you, I don't care about all this shit that much. I'm sorry. I've never looked into a lot of the George Floyd stuff, but I remember seeing people say, you know, he had a history of certain charges and drug use and da-da-da-da. So it's like, not knowing him at all and forget the whole he passed away and, like, you know what I mean? Because obviously that makes us feel like, you know, could be sad towards a person or sad that someone lost their life. Just take all that away. Would I want this random person and invite him in my house? Probably not. Although, to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't want Charlie in my house either. The reason I would be more accepting of Charlie in my house, though, is because I've watched and reacted to a bunch of videos. Outside of the death of George Floyd, I don't know that man. I would just be reading a couple articles. Now, if I just read about Charlie and I never reacted to him and got a feel for him, even though it doesn't mean that I know him as a person, I probably wouldn't want him in my house either. But based on what I've seen, I wouldn't feel uncomfortable with it. It's like, what's the worst he's going to do? He's going to debate me and tell me that I'm wrong about something? Like, what? I'm not that worried about it. But if I know someone that's actively done drugs, doing drugs, you know, has been involved in different charges and stuff, that's a person I'm less likely to have in my house. Like, forget George Floyd, anybody like that I don't really know. And as far as I know, Charlie didn't have any of those. So it's like, he's making a good point when it comes to that. It's I don't know. It's very interesting. The only reason he's making this point is because people online are comparing the two. So I just want to make sure I make that clear, because I don't feel like it's even something that should be compared or talked about, but he's doing it because that's what online is doing.
Go off of reputation alone, I would never fucking let George Floyd into my home. And it's got nothing to do with his race or his skin complexion. Nah, it's more to do with his lengthy criminal record. Yeah, it's more because the drug possessions and the robberies and home invasions, I would trust him less around my property. We shouldn't make a mockery of him, I acknowledge that. Just because he was a criminal, we shouldn't pile on that. I won't say I'm glad that he's dead or claim he deserved it, but don't act like for 1 second that this was the same person. Just check out the reactions to their deaths, quite the opposite.
See, I respect Samson because, like, he does have very strong beliefs in certain things, but he stands by the whole, I'm not gonna say someone deserved to die or, see, I rock with Samson. I would let Samson in my house. Me and him could kick it, drink a beer, and have a conversation. I like Sam. Maybe smoke a blunt. I don't know if he smokes weed. I think he does, right? Maybe not. But if he does, we could.
Look what y'all did, and look at our response to it. Instead of riots in the streets, we prayed quietly in peace. We never let our emotions go. We tied them to a leash. We never flipped and flew off the handle and got shitty and left the town crawling with vandals and cops spitting shit.
Now, I don't mean to keep pausing it. I apologize. People are trying to say that some people have committed violent acts. And at the end of the day, even if somebody has, there's crazy people out there that are going to do that shit. But he does make a good point. Like, when the George Floyd thing happened, shit went wild for a little while. With the Charlie Kirk thing, it seems like it is more peaceful for the most part. I'm not saying why. I'm not here to it is what it is. But that is a valid thing that's real. Like, that's, at least from my perspective of everything that I've seen, that is an actual valid thing. There was something else he said though that I really wanted to address, but I go on tangents.
Quietly in peace, we never let our
people are trying to say that I was actually almost making a video today on my main channel about a 17-year-old that ran down 2 girls that were riding an e-bike, and they're saying that he did it because one of the girls talked shit about Charlie Kirk and made fun of the fact that he died. And so they're trying to paint it as, look, see, the right does crazy shit too over. But the truth is, the kid had been stalking her long before Charlie Kirk died. He was already stalking her, sitting outside her house, following her, all sorts of shit. And so maybe he utilized this Charlie Kirk thing as like his conduit to then take it to the next level and harm her. And her friend happened to be there. But I'm thinking that that was inevitably going to happen in some way or form, no matter what, because he was already stalking her and he wasn't getting the reception that he wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, so in those situations, you can't paint it on, well, look, he's a Charlie Kirk fan, so he did this. That is the most misleading shit I've seen. And I was blown away that people try to do that shit. But hey, I guess social media, now you get paid on Twitter, all that shit. People just want the clicks, the views, the money. I don't think you get paid very much, but I guess if you want a couple bucks, I guess do your thing.
Motions go, we tied them to a leash. We never flipped and flew off the handle and got shitty and left the town crawling with vandals and cops spitting. Shit was gritty. What we saw on the channels was not pretty. The only thing we burned was candles, not cities. So get the fuck out of my face with all these comparisons. Y'all are embarrassing. We can't even call you Americans. You follow a narrative, such a typical situation. The minute something changes, these liberals switch their places. There's something wrong with you if you celebrated his death. You say the right is full of spite, but there's hella hate on the left. It's weird, it's almost like this shit melted away your stress. I never saw somebody die and then felt elated or blessed, but it makes sense. Your party's been stirring this shit. There's countless videos of politicians encouraging this. See, they rile up their base until they pile up their hatred. And now look, all of a sudden gun violence is their favorite. The minute Jimmy Kimmel got pulled.
Right, and then they use the whole like, yo, you guys wanted guns. Well, that's what you get for them. And like, it's like, bro, I just don't like that mentality. I don't know what to do about the gun situation because we're so far into it. But whether or not I'm on one side or the other, I feel like my thought process should always be, I don't want to see innocent people get killed with a gun. Like, let's be real. Like, you know what I'm saying? I hate when people try to utilize that shit to push their narrative, their argument, or to try to be like a gotcha moment. I do not like it.
Then wrong with you if you celebrated his death. You say the right is full of spite, but there's hella hate on the left. It's weird, it's almost like this shit melted away your stress. I never saw somebody die and then felt elated or blessed, but it makes sense. Your party's been stirring this shit. There's countless videos of politicians encouraging this. See, they rile up their base until they pile up their hatred. And now look, all of a sudden gun violence is their favorite. The minute Jimmy Kimmel got pulled from the air at night, the First Amendment became the left's most sacred, cherished right. Now no one should be punished for their words. It's so important. You're right. Imagine being murdered for it. You know, I feel like my music...
Ooh, say it again.
Became the left's most sacred, cherished right. Now no one should be punished for...
Hold up.
Look, all of a sudden gun violence is their favorite. The minute Jimmy Kimmel got pulled from the air at night, the First Amendment became the left's most sacred, cherished right. Now no one should be punished for their words. It's so important. You're right. Imagine being murdered for it. You know, I feel like my music has been pretty moderate. I never lean too hard in one direction or the opposite. Yeah, it's obvious that I'm conservative, but watch my shit. I think I do a pretty good job at keeping my common sense.
I think he does. I'll be real with you. From my own perspective of being somebody that tends to fall more in the middle and just kind of go with what makes sense logically. And so because I do that, I feel like I'm always willing to change my opinion or my approach on something based on more information because I'm not tied to a side. I don't give a shit what one side or the other side said. I don't have hate for someone to the point where I feel like I need to be against them. I don't care about it. I don't give a shit. I got my own problems, my own life. I take care of somebody that has mental health issues. I you know what I'm saying? Like, I try to do my YouTube and make money to pay my bills, bro. I don't give a fuck about all the other shit. I don't have time. I don't know how a lot of people have time. I really don't. So I'm with him. I'm just logically in the middle. And you get a lot of shit from both sides because of that. But he's one of the few people that I genuinely feel like listening to his breakdown of things, I'm like, yo, he actually falls relatively close to where I fall in the way that I approach this. At least that's what it feels like. And I don't see that very often online. I really don't. It just seems like it's one way or the right. Like I'll get videos where people will agree with me on a lot of shit, but then it's like other things that they say in their comment, aside from agreeing with me, let me know like, okay, they're agreeing with me, but it seems like they're still one way or the other. In all reality, I just touched on something that they rock with, and so now they're with me on it. But but we're not in the same headspace of why we're here, if that makes sense.
But lately I've been giving less of a fuck. I got a headache, I'm so fed up with the left and their stunts. From the messages they pump, a bunch of peddling junk. I used to separate you, now I just think everyone sucks. I'll never be friends with you, ugh. Nah, fuck it, dog, I'm serious. How the fuck can you relate to somebody who cheers for this? Y'all are weird for this, I'm done salvaging relationships. I ain't picking up broken pieces off the ground and saving it. If you can't say that this is bad and just agree it's heinous, then I don't give a fuck if you unfollow me or hate this. It sucks, this shit has done massive amounts of damage. And you know, it's probably exactly how they planned it.
Yo, it's possible. It's possible. Yeah, listen, I'm sure I have people that don't like me, that I lose following and all and it's mostly because I won't pick any side. I will say though that lately, like there was a period of time where I'm like, yo, both sides are super crazy. They both still are super crazy. But lately, I think, and it's really probably weighing mostly on the Charlie Kirk thing, the left has felt crazier to me. And I think that it's because it's so mind-numbing to me to see people celebrate a death. I just don't really understand that. Like, I could understand myself being like, hey, this person touched a kid and he died. Pretty happy he's not here to touch kids anymore. But you know what, though? It's still not a celebration, because the fact that he died and had to die, and we feel okay that he died, means that he had to have done some horrible shit, which means that there was a victim. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm happy that he's not here to hurt people anyway, but I would rather that the situation just was that he never did what he did in the first place, so he could be here, and so there isn't a victim, and so that everything is fine. So even in those situations, I'm not like fully happy, because it means that a traumatic thing happened and multiple people are affected by it, and we've led to this conclusion, and that sucks. You know what I'm saying? It's good that the person is no longer here, but the overall situation sucks. So even then, I'm not like fully in like, oh yeah, it's great. So I don't understand it. I just don't get it. If somebody of equal stature on the left had the same thing happen as Charlie Kirk now, I'm going to have the same things to say. I'm going to say the same, like, this is not okay. This is not the mindset that we should be in, that we need to remove these people because they had different opinions or they debated things, and they're not even in a position to actually make any changes that affect us. And also, like, be more mindful of how much research you've actually done, because if you actually do a lot of it, you realize a lot of the shit that people are pushing that you're buying into is bullshit, and there's more context to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about throughout your life. There's been a lot of times there's people that you've disagreed with, or you haven't gotten along with, or you've had like, and it could be on very strong topics that you feel very strongly about, but that person doesn't deserve to die. It's just that at the end of the day, that's what it comes. Team mother effing people. Why have we lost that? I mean, maybe we never had it, to be real with you, but I have. I don't know. I don't know how to put it into words, because I just feel like it's just the way it should naturally be. Like, I'm just team people. I don't want to see this shit. And so, yeah, it's been a little bit crazy, and I do feel a type of way. And there's people that I've even been close with that I've seen, and I don't know if I would say they celebrated the death, but like they kind of have, and they've harped on it, and like, it's tough. Like, it's not gone as far as I've seen people online, but they've done. And so it's like, I've not sat down and been like, I'm going to have a discussion with you. This is how I feel. But it's like, in my mind, I've made a mental note like, yo, that's who you are. That's crazy to me. Like, I get that your beliefs were very opposite of maybe some of the shit he said and so on. And so I get that. But it's like, I'm friends with you, even though we may not meet on the same pattern of certain shit, right? Because it's like, at the end of the day, like, the coming together is the benefit. If you can get two people from the two different sides to come together and be friendly despite the differences, I feel like there's a better chance that you meet middle ground on the things that you think need to change. And then everybody can kind of get closer to where we want to be. It might not be perfect, but if you have people completely opposite, you end up with people going extreme and extremer and extreme, and to the point where now they're denying shit that deep down logically they know makes sense, but because it's coming from that side, they don't want it to make sense. And so they're going to tell you it doesn't make sense, and they're going to find a justification for it to not make sense. Does that make sense? It's just, bro, it's mind boggling how all of the, it's just, yo, the psychology of humans is very interesting. I feel like it should be this is something that I think, like, say in high school, right? People have argued that you should learn how to save money, you should learn how to budget, you should learn how to build your credit, right? Like, you should learn how to be prepared for the life that you're going to go out and live, because once you graduate high school, you have a job already, probably you're going to college, da da da. Like, you just get thrown into shit all of a sudden and you weren't really equipped for it. So I feel like you should learn all of that, but I also feel like people should take psychology in high school, multiple classes. I feel like there should be an understanding of how the brain, like, just an understanding would maybe give some people a better idea of when they start to go down a certain path and be like, ooh, I'm doing that. You know, and then I don't know. There's just got to be some way to adjust it. Either that or there's just a lot of dumb people and we're stuck and we're fucked. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I've been talking for too long. It's been 20 minutes. Let me stop. Most people probably aren't still here. If you're still here and you leave a comment down below, leave a coconut. Let me know that you made it to the end. And I appreciate you because I've rambled like a son of a bitch. So take it easy, stay safe. I'll catch you in the next one, homie.